And can you say, I know there's some things that came out in the news we can talk about if we want to, but can you say, do you feel like there's a misunderstanding of what it is, and how would you want to clarify or name, because people hear different phrases, Me Too or something else, and they have their own ideas. Do you have a sense of what it is to you that the news might not cover in the same way?
What the movement is, or?
What the movement is to you. So for example, when you were here before, you said, like, of course we want to end sexual violence towards all women, and that there's
All
particularly
people.
women of color who have it even more intense. They have a much less of a voice in our society. Yeah. And I'm curious, like, how it's getting portrayed in the media and all the different things. Is most of it being portrayed accurately to your experience, or are there pieces? Is there pieces that you can help clarify?
Sure. I think, one, it's not a woman's movement, and I should say that clearly. Women largely, obviously, are the people who bear the brunt of the violence, all kinds of violence. Yeah. But the movement to end sexual violence is not a woman's movement. And I think that, one, when you say that, and I think that's one of the biggest misconceptions, right? That's one of the things that media gets wrong, people get wrong. I understand why, because it's what we see. But it leaves out large swaths of people. It leaves out men, obviously. Men's first role in this movement is as survivors. We just because we spend so much time trying to, we create these divides, right? It's, if men would just stop abusing women, if men would just stop being violators, all of this would end. That's a lie. That's a lie. All of us suffer under patriarchy. All of us. All of us have been socialized and raised under the thumb of patriarchy. Right? Most women, when we deal with violence or abuse, one of the first people we go to are other women. And that's the first places we hear some of the most dangerous and toxic messages are from other women. Right? Right? That's the first person we hear, well, why were you there? What were you wearing? How much did you drink? We get those messages a lot of the times from other women. Because we all were raised and socialized under patriarchy. So this notion that if men would just stop, it would just end is wrong and dangerous. The other thing is, men, 1 in 4 women, let me get the statistic right. I think it's 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 women will experience sexual violence in their life. The other number is 1 in 6 boys and men. We forget that number. So men's first role is as survivors in this movement. The other thing is, everybody's not a man and everybody's not a woman.
Right.
So it can't be a woman's movement.
Straight.
Right? It can't be.
Yeah.
The future's not female, the future is free.
That's great.
So that misconception is really dangerous. And as long as the media keeps getting that right, we dig deeper into that divide, and it makes it harder for us to do our work. The other thing we get, the misconceptions are these stories that we keep telling. When you talk about sexual violence, particularly in North America, United States, Canada, we're not talking about indigenous folks. It's as if they just don't exist. For all kinds of things. But I'm here to talk about sexual violence. But it's as if they don't exist. The number one community affected by sexual violence in America, in Canada, is indigenous folks.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Far and away. Number 2 is black women. But before you get to black women, you have to talk about indigenous people. And we don't.
We are now. We are right in this moment.
I can't, listen, you cut me, I bleed red, black, and green. I'm as black as it gets. But I'm a truth teller. Right? You can't, I would never tell my story without telling their story, because our stories are intertwined. And so it's disingenuous, it's dishonest the way we talk about sexual violence. The population of indigenous folks is shrinking every day. So statistically, this is a statistic number I'm talking about. It's not in actual physical number. But statistically, for how small their population is, and the other thing that's unique about Indigenous folks is that they are the only population of people of color that have people from outside of their community coming in and enacting this violence on them.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For everybody else, it's more intracommunal.
Okay. Okay.
So we get that wrong, really, really, really wrong.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. There's so many different ways we could kind of
know,
take
'cause
this, and I know it's super important to name all of it.